is my rhythmicity from SA node to AV node, and then AV node to whole of this system of conducting system which controls the rhythmicity of my heart. But my question is, who initiates? Who triggers my SA node? What is the source for that? Where is the power supply? Cardiac plexus. And who makes my cardiac plexus? Splenic, sympathetic, and parasympathetic. But from where?
Central nervous system.
I need Sira. I need the source.
Vagus nerve and sympathetic.
How?
The vagus nerve gives branches, and the sympathetic gives nerves.
So one gives branches, one gives nerves.
Medulla and the brain. Medulla and the brain.
Your answers are right, but you need to give specific answers. Generalized answers are not acceptable. You are close, but you have to connect with this my previous picture, with where I just left you with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 options. So let's put it there now. So now let's bring that 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 concept. How I get those? So let's make who triggers my heart. We all know who's this. We all know who's this. Do we know this? Sympathetic chain. So what happens at sympathetic chain? These are the ganglions, trunk, and we know this is my vagus. Right?
Yes.
So I have vagi and I have sympathetic chain. Now, from the vagi, I have cardiac branches. From the recurrent laryngeal, I have cardiac branches, specifically for the heart. My vagus nerve is a cranial nerve, it's not a spinal nerve. It's coming all the way from the brain, and it's only bringing parasympathetic for my heart and other organs. So these cardiac branches which I get from vagi and recurrent laryngeals, they are bringing parasympathetic to my heart. Now, my sympathetic chain, if you remember, the option number 3, it was giving direct visceral branches from the sympathetic chain. They were not connected to any spinal nerve. So those cardiac branches from the sympathetic chain, they are also coming and contributing. And they make a plexus. These plexuses are 2. One is superficial, one is deep. One is under arch of aorta, one is at bifurcation of trachea. They are connected, and they are the ones who are triggering my SA node. Then it controls my AV node, and then the whole rhythmicity will continue. If someone's heart failure is there, then we need to bring a pacemaker. We leave it under the skin, and this pacemaker initiates the rhythmicity, and then we put these electrodes. They are going into and they are controlling the whole system of my heart, because the central connections and the SAAV nodal connections have been lost. So now my rhythmicity is under control of a machine, and then person lives with that machine for rest of his life. Right? So that's how we make a cardiac plexus. For making a cardiac plexus, I need smooth nerves. The sympathetic nerves. And these sympathetic nerves, how I am getting from my sympathetic chain through its visceral branches, visceral thoracic branches. They were the direct branches from my sympathetic chain, which we have seen as option number 3. You remember option number 3? Yeah. So those were those. And then from the recurrent laryngeal and from the vagus, we have cardiac branches, and these are the ones who are bringing parasympathetic. So this parasympathetic and sympathetic are the ones who are controlling the whole rhythmicity which is occurring in my heart. Are we good?
Doctor, how come we don't see these branches on the cadaver? Are they too small?
Who says we don't see this? We see these.
Are they cut? Because
no, who says we don't see this? Go and do dissect properly, you will see everything. Do you think they are big electric wires? They are so thin, tiny filaments. If you work nicely, you will find them. They are there. If you want, maybe in summer, come with me, I'll work with you. I'll show it to you. Only you have to work dedicatedly, you'll find them. That's not a problem. So, So these are the cardiac, sympathetic and parasympathetic branches, and they are making cardiac nerves. They are making this red circle. That's the cardiac plexus, and this is how the whole control of my heart is being taken over. Are we good? You asked me to do cardiac plexus, so I did it. Now, going back, who will read it for me? The answer is there. The question which I have asked. Who like to read it loud? Okay, Faris always read it. Guys, listen to him very carefully. Yeah.
Anginal pain is commonly felt as radiating from the substernal and left pectoral regions to the left shoulder and the medial aspect of the left upper limb. This part of the limb is supplied by the
medial cutaneous nerve.
By the medial cutaneous nerve of the arm. Often the lateral cutaneous branches of the second and third intercostal nerves, the intercostal brachial nerves, join or overlap in their distribution with the medial cutaneous nerve of the arm. Consequently, cardiac pain is referred to the upper limb because of the spinal cord segments of these cutaneous nerves, T1 to T3, are also common to the visceral afferent terminations for the coronary arteries. Synaptic contacts may also be made with commissural connector neurons, which conduct impulses to neurons on the right side of comparable areas in the spinal cord. This occurrence explains why pain of cardiac origin, although usually referred to the left side, may be referred to the right side, both sides or the back.
Do you understand now? We had connection with the medial cutaneous nerve, so that I was looking for. This word was missing. Balghi was trying, you were trying. But you need to give the specific names, how and where. So if you don't, you aim on a target, and if your target is moving, will you be successful? So you have to aim, and you have to throw the thing in the keyhole. Then you are winning. Otherwise, you know, but without a target, how you can show your performance? So you should be giving these keywords, which has been explained. Yes.
Doctor, what do you mean by the medial cutaneous nerve?
Do you tell me that I should take you back to MSK, tell you medial cutaneous nerve from my muscular cutaneous nerve, medial cutaneous nerve of my arm, medial cutaneous nerve of my forearm. These were the branches, my muscular cutaneous end with that. So this muscular cutaneous is connected with the spinal thing, and then they are interchangeably doing it. And this is again for you, same thing, same concept in some other words. So how intercostio-brachial nerves, so this is how the whole thing is being given, how the MI pain, cardiac pain is being traveling, and how it's being perceived in these different sites. Are we good?
Yeah.
So that's the answer to your question, two different versions, two different authors. Now, what we see from my brain, the spinal cord. This blue is parasympathetic. Parasympathetic travels with my cranial nerves. One of the cranial nerves, the vagus, bring it all the way down, but it ends. Journey ends for vagus at the terminal part of the transverse colon. So I get parasympathetic till my transverse colon, the terminal part of the transverse colon. Now, after that, from where I get parasympathetic? Now again I am supplied with parasympathetic. So my parasympathetic, sympathetic runs in my spinal cord, but only the limited spaces from where I can take it out. So it can taken out in this segment, and it may taken out at the lower segment. So from here I get back. So the area which is the grey area beyond the terminal part of my transverse colon, now my parasympathetic innervations are coming from S2, 3 and 4 segments of my spinal cord, and then it is being communicated to supply my lower organs. Sympathetics, we talk about it. Only from T1 to L2 are the places from where I can take out from spinal cord. I have it throughout, but I can never take out anywhere else. Then it has reached, it has been stored in this source. The source is my sympathetic chain. And this sympathetic chain gives via something else into my head and neck region, gives direct branches, and it runs with each of my spinal nerve because I have sympathetics present in my sympathetic chain. Sympathetic chain, when it is connected to a spinal nerve, so sympathetic goes with that spinal nerve. Sympathetic, it can give direct branches, and they can go and supply to those organs where they have to supply. Got it? So this is how the whole cycle continues its journey. Are we clear? Any questions? anything which bothers you the most. So, by saying this, we have covered upon so many things. Now I'm giving you 5 minutes break. Guys, I'll exactly start after 5 minutes. You can break for 5 minutes.